So you have a new song coming out.
Yeah.
So my question is, why are you so sad?
Um, well, do be like that sometimes. Do be like that. Sometimes we're just sad. No, it was really a time in my life where I was just really very vulnerable, I feel like, when I was writing that song. And while recording, they were like, don't just sing it,
Yeah, yeah.
feel it. And I'm like,
Right, right.
okay then. All right, we're gonna feel it. So that's why.
You didn't tell me about this specific song when we last spoke. Or I don't think you did. What's the song about?
Yeah, no, I think I just like mentioned briefly that I was in like recording and there was
Yeah, yeah,
something
you
coming
did.
out. Yeah, so basically When I Fall is all about that middle of having just let go of somebody, of something, and thinking about and considering holding on again and moving forward, thinking about what's next,
Right.
who's next, you know? And so that's kind of where the song falls. It falls in the in betweens that we talk
Right,
about.
right.
The in betweens of just like, okay, this is what happened and I'm thinking about what the future but this is kind of the space I'm thinking of the future in. Parang ganon.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like these are the feelings and the repercussions and the learnings and just the fears and stuff. And so yeah, that's what When I Fall is about.
Why did you pick this song, and how did the process play out? From like you writing it, you deciding that this is the song you wanted to do,
Yeah.
going into the studio, finding someone to produce. Like, how did that all come into place?
Basically, it was funny because I was just starting out with Kumu
Mm,
during the writing of this song.
yeah.
And we were talking, there was talk of um Kumu doing their own kind of music distribution thing. And so I was talking with some people about it, and they were like, "Hey, if they're gonna go full on this, would you be willing to write a song and then let's try to put out, And
Yeah.
I was hesitant at first, not gonna lie, even if it was something I was already kind of you know thinking about, like, not gonna lie, for the past like 4 or 5 years I was already kind of like, will this be the year that I really go for it, will this be
Right.
the year that I go for it? So it kind of felt like something I already delayed for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so coming this year, I was like, you know what? It was funny because January I was like, I'm gonna start saying yes to things I'm afraid of.
Okay. Okay.
And then the exact same like week I said that, you know I start Kumu.
Right. Right. Right.
And then all these things started coming up, and I just I was hesitant because, number one, like, I wasn't feeling so confident with my skills. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't have like, I like songwriting, and there are songs I really like that I've
Mm-hmm.
made, but there wasn't a song that just made me say I want to put this out. I actually finished When I Fall live on Kumu. Fun fact.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I finished the song live because I was coming from a girls trip that like heavily inspired the whole thing, because we had like a playlist called Sad Singles, and that
Okay.
was all we would listen to.
Yeah.
It was like a February trip. It was the funniest trip ever. And so I was heavily inspired during that time, and then I was going through like a moving on kind of phase where I'm really just like trying to let go of a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
there's like this like feeling of what's next. And so yeah, so I was live and there wasn't much people really watching. There was like one person who was really actively watching.
Okay.
And I remember like I had my guitar that was finished, and they were like, what the heck just happened? I was like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know either.
Yeah.
And it was just such a moment when I finished a song, something opened up in me, or something just got triggered in me, and that really just went, I'm proud of this. I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is making me wanna actually go for it.
Yeah.
If there was a song that I wanted to be like the first one that I really released, it's this. I found it.
Okay.
And so after When I Fall, I was like, okay, like, why not? Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny because the recording was so random. I kid you not. Like, Kuya Jordan messages me at like 3 a.m., 4
Okay.
a.m. And he goes, "Hey, Cams, we're gonna be at the studio today, and we're gonna be recording some stuff. Like, would you wanna like come and just like, no, like, let's record something. Let's just try something out."
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never hung out with them before. I only know EJ. I was going to Janina's that day. No, I planned to go to Kian's. So I planned to go to Kian's, but then impromptu Nins was like, "Yo, let's go work at my house." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go there and then go to Kian's."
Okay.
And then, so I was replying to Kuya Jordan that day. I was like, "Nins, should I just go like YOLO? I don't know." Yeah, and then she was like, "Yeah, what's the harm in that?" I'm like, "Yeah, true. All right, let's go for it." And so after Nins, I ended up going to the studio with them, and then they ended up like talking to me about the whole Musica thing, and they were like, "Okay, so let's try to make a demo right now." And I was like, "Okay." Yeah, and so it was just the funniest thing because the only person I knew was EJ, and he was like, "You guys have never hung out?" I'm like, "Nah, dude." Like, ever.
Right.
I met Kuya Jordan like a week ago or a month, 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, and stuff. And I literally have only seen Daniel on a Sunday like once a year. So like never anything. Yeah, because I don't serve Sundays.
Oh, that's
so
right.
We're really not friends. Yeah. So during that time, it was like EJ's the only one I'm kind of really talking to.
Right.
And yeah, and so it was just a whole funny thing.
When
and then
this?
Eventually, this was Feb. No, not Feb.
The recording.
March, I think March.
Okay.
I think around that. And so like weeks after we scheduled like an actual
like,
scheduled one.
You want to actually do the process of coming up with a song.
You guys want to actually formally do this.
Right.
And so we got there. And then so here, this is it. We finally have gotten to the point where it's coming out. So it's out at this point.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so it's just a funny story. I find it so funny.
So how does it feel that it's out? Like, just thinking about that.
I don't know if I'm processing really. Like, I'm not sure. Because I was thinking about it today, and I was really like, you should be feeling more things considering how long you've been thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm at the point where it's like it's just too much to feel. Like it's like a lot. And then that to the point where it's just like, I think I'm just overwhelmed that I can't even feel it anymore, or at least yet.
Right.
Yeah, because I think something about putting out the song, it's like you don't, especially like the first time. It's my first time, so it's like you can't like predict what happens after.
Yeah.
Like it's like, afterward is a mystery. Everything before this I have worked on and like done and took responsibility for what I needed to take responsibility for. But like, it's the afterward that's like, I don't know, dude, like somebody listens to it. Cool. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to feel. But I guess like if there was a general like emotion or something. Okay. I'm very proud. I think more than anything, I'm very proud, not because it's a great song or like a violin artist, but it's like after years of just this thing, we got there.
Yeah.
And it's just that's it. Like I'm just genuinely like proud that it's a thing. It's a visible something that is now on Spotify and on Apple Music and wherever.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful. Yeah, I think that's really what it is.
When someone listens to your song, what do you want them to feel?
Hmm. What do I want them to feel? Uh, I really, hmm, I want them to really get into that space of just connecting with the lyrics. I think, like, for me, I'm a huge lyrics person.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people listen to my songs, my honestly, I really want them to hear the story. I
Right, right.
want them to feel the story. I want them to go through it. Like
Yeah.
go through the song. And I want to go through whatever they're going through the song,
Yeah.
parang ganon. And so I really want them to feel just like that sense of you can be safe to admit these things, right? You can be
Mm-hmm.
safe to feel that in between space. To
Right.
really admit your disappointment, right? Your hopes, and to be able to admit that you know it's because you fall hard. And I think that's really what I wanted with the song. That it wasn't gonna be about being bitter,
Yeah.
but it was gonna be about being honest that you fall for somebody. You can fall for somebody, and that's just the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, ayun, that's what it is.
I think that, like, this is just my guess, but like I think one reason why you're so in tune with the story is because you love musicals. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of that. It's kind of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a similar space. Like there are days where I love musicals because it's such a storytelling machine. You know what I mean? It's such a
Mm,
it's so explicit in emotion and then it's
yeah.
explicit in story. When you have other songs that they're more you have to interpret it. You know what I mean? You have to be like, oh, I don't know what this means exactly, but it's up to me to
Yeah.
decide what it means. You know what I mean? But then for others, they want to know what's the actual story behind it. So what's the story behind the song?
What's the story behind this? Well, a lot of my feelings toward um, romance was very bitter.
Uh-huh.
Like it's a lot of it's a like my friends have always known me as the person who's a little like a little too realistic or a little too negative. Like
Okay, okay,
Cam's
okay.
hope a little. Like,
Just a little bit. Come on, come on.
yeah, like maybe just like stop saying that you don't want to get married.
Oh, okay,
Maybe
okay.
just stop saying that. You know, um, yeah. So I've written so much bitter songs until it came to a point where I let somebody in. I actually
Mm,
eventually let somebody in, and tried to trust and I tried to hope, um, which was a very big deal for me at that time.
yeah.
Really big deal for me at that time. It was something I didn't feel fully comfortable with, but I wanted to change it. I really wanted to change. And so that didn't work out. And
Mhm.
so can you imagine just the
You didn't want it in the
right?
first
Like
place, and then now you
I didn't
try
want
it,
it in the first
and then
exactly.
it doesn't work. You're
And
like,
then
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
precisely. And so that's really where When I Fall came from, and then it's really about it's that's why they're literally like, I'm tired of collecting disappointments,
Yeah.
because that's really what it was. And like um I've learned that it's not selfish to want clarity, things like that, things I learned because of letting myself get into that and into that kind of commitment, into that kind of feeling and stuff that I never thought I would really allow
Right.
myself to. Um, and it taught me that I wasn't necessarily bitter,
Okay.
you know, like I just I learned about myself a lot, and I realized that it wasn't that I really didn't want it. It's just because I felt like I couldn't have it, or I really felt
Mm.
hopeless
Okay.
in that
Okay.
area. And so to write When I Fall, for me to write When I Fall was really saying I fall under this space of wanting it. and
Mm-hmm.
that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm disappointed, and it's not. That's kind of why I talk about not wanting to fall on something that looks like soft grass because you're gonna break a bone anyway. Parang
Yeah. Yeah.
I talk about these things not because anymore I'm bitter, but really because um I fall also. Like I have
Whoa!
feelings too, I
Newsflash.
guess. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, and so that's really what happened. That's really what happened. So
Yeah. No, I always love listening to people who are releasing first songs because I've gone through not I mean I don't have a song out, but I
I'm excited for yours. Don't you have a no? Come on, man. Trey and Jupiter's, let's
come
go.
on. It's a
Trey and
go. It's a go.
Jupiter, let's
Sign
go.
me up. Sign me up.
Yeah,
No,
that better be a P-pop group.
sign me up. It's happening. No.
Yeah,
Um
dude.
but what would you like to see happen from the song?
I don't really thought about it much. It's like weird.
I
Just
think it's a weird thing to think about.
anything past the song. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
anything past the Friday that it's coming out, it's like
Hey.
mystery. Absolute
No,
mystery.
you're right because in any artist with any release, any song, I mean, you can argue, find marketing, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's the people who decide if they like it or not. You know,
That's
like
true.
you did
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
part, and it's just up to them.
Exactly. That's what I remember that's what my prof told me also. So
Yeah.
I am music business, obviously. And so we had our music marketing class, and our prof said, at the end of the day, especially nowadays in the world of social media, it's really the people who decide whether you're part or you're out, you're in
Yeah.
or you're out,
Pretty
It's
much.
kind of that way, pretty much. And so you can only also really just hope as a person, the people, as an artist, the people do like what you're doing and what you're putting out. And just really don't take it personally if they don't.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
So, given that by the time this comes out, your song is out,
Oh
right?
gosh.
So I was joking around with you a few days ago. I think I said like you're gonna feel it when it's 12 a.m. and you post about it, and then people start sharing like, "Oh my gosh, it's out!" You get all the tags. Blank mentioned you in the story. Are you
Oh
ready for that?
gosh. No. No, I think also I really I feel like I'm processing right now, Trey.
That's why I'm
Not
here.
gonna
I'm here
lie.
to help you
All
process.
right, amazing, amazing. Yeah, no, it kind of dawned. Okay, not gonna lie, it kind of dawned on me like the 2 days to go. I was like, wow. No,
Hmm.
actually 3 days to go pa lang.
Okay.
I was with Janine, right? Nins was like, grabe, Gams, 3 days na lang. And I was like, yeah, dude, parang for me, it's been 5 years. And everybody else, it's three days.
Yeah, for us, it's like, oh, she's releasing in 3 days. So
Yeah,
quick.
so quick. Wow. For me, it's like 5 years has led up to
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For
Yeah. And so
sure, for
I
sure.
think, I don't know. I'm excited. And I feel, not gonna lie, I'm so grateful because I already feel so loved and supported,
Hmm.
and most especially by people. Like it means so much to me when it's the people who have seen me from the 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like people who have seen me cry about what I want in my life and what I'm
Hmm.
called to do. People who have seen me be insecure about my voice, like you know, people who have seen me, because there's so much story
Hmm.
behind this parang this victory, this
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
this is not this thing. And so I think that's what brings so much like warmth to my heart whenever those people are reposting
Right.
the song. And it makes me excited when new people are also involved, because now it's like there there's still the rest of the journey. There was a
Yeah.
journey, but there's still a rest of the journey, and
It's the
now
start of a
they
new
can,
journey, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
now they can be part of this new journey, and I
Hmm.
get to go through this with them. And I think I love that. I so love that.
Yeah.
I really really love that. Ayun lang. I think that's it.
It's exciting because whenever there's a new artist that comes out, especially if it's yourself or in my case someone I manage or someone I helped out, you know what I mean?
Mm,
It's always such a
yeah.
rush when something comes out. It's always such a oh my gosh, like you get so you have that feeling of like you don't know how it's gonna be received, but at the same time you work so
Yeah,
hard
that's
on
true.
it and all that stuff. And I'm sure that even right now you're starting to feel support from people. People are starting to share about it.
Yes.
People are starting to, and that's because a lot of them have seen the 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a long, long process and a long, long journey. And I'm excited for you to have this new journey. I have a question though. In your song,
Okay.
what would you consider your most vulnerable lyric from the song?
Most vulnerable lyric from the song. Gotta think about that. I want to win for once, which is weird.
Mm.
It's
Explain.
very weird because um, I don't think I could ever, because the whole idea of that part, right? Like I'm tired of collecting disappointments. I've had enough trophies just for participating. I want to win for once.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like that plainly said would be I don't want haphazard relationships. I don't want nothing without a label. I want the real thing. And that's very vulnerable for me to say that I
Yeah.
want the real thing and that I actually want to succeed in the real thing.
Mhm.
Considering my bitter background. Um,
Yeah.
and so to me, to say that I want to win for once and actually do it well and be able to have it um, is it's a lot.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people feel that way though. But a
Mm.
lot of us won't admit it, you know? I feel like
Yeah, I know exactly. So I'll admit it for you guys, you know. I feel like that's like my whole point with songwriting. Okay, just say the things nobody wants to admit.
yeah. Yeah, pretty
Like I'll be
much.
the sacrifice.
Sacrificial lamb
Yeah, I will be the sacrifice for all of you.
so
Okay,
that they
ito
can
na.
just share the song and be like, "Oh, this is how I
Yeah,
feel."
exactly.
No, I
Oh
feel like
gosh.
the idea of winning that space, you know what I mean? Like being in that relationship,
Mm.
all that stuff, right? It's such a vulnerable one because you feel like you see, I mean, at least in my life, like you see other people and they're winning. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, good for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Oh, good for this person. Good for this person.
True.
And then, like what you said, you do your thing and then it doesn't work out. And you're like, what? Why? You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah. Even if you
yeah.
do it technically well, or you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
like
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, like the disappointment of before when I followed the person, the whole thing, it didn't end bad. Like it really ended very, very good. It was a great person, like it was a great time, and yet still didn't work out. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kind of like it's that you can't really say even if you try to do it well, it will end up the way you will win. You know,
Yeah.
it will end up a win kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I get that completely. Like sometimes I
yeah,
look back in my own experiences and I'm like, I didn't do anything drastically wrong. Or she didn't even do anything
yeah,
drastically wrong. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. And
Mhm.
that's the vulnerability of, I want to win sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Like there comes a point where you're just like, I think I want to win now. You know, maybe this I kind of just you know
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I get that. I get that completely. Is that also your favorite lyric or is it not your favorite part?
I don't know if that's my favorite lyric. I think it's my favorite part. Like
Okay.
that I'm tired of collecting trophies just for participating. Like I love because it's very visual to me when I
Right.
wrote it. I remember like really seeing how it's like how getting into these things and not winning is like I still have trophies. Like I have remnants of the experience,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? But they're not because I won. It's like
Hey,
participation
you were a part
trophy.
of this. You
Yeah,
get to
you
tell
know
people you
those
are a part of this.
exactly. Like you know how in fun runs, like they give you a T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like, hey, you were
Yeah,
part
it's
of
just
this.
you
You
were
get
a part of
you
this.
get to
You weren't
show people, hey,
necessarily the
I was
first.
part of this relationship.
Exactly. Like,
I did this.
you don't get the medal. Like the person who was really really great just gets the medal. You just get the T-shirt, and
I
I don't
gave it
want
a
the
try.
T-shirt no more. Yeah, yeah. So
No, I
it
get
was
that.
fun to
I
write.
get that.
Mm.
That's interesting because the idea of the medals and the winning and all that stuff, right? I mean, in reality, I mean, you and I share the same idea that like you're only gonna win in that area once, like with one person, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it. And
Yes.
in a way that we shouldn't rush it, naman, right? It's not like something that
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that oh, I just want to
For
get that
sure.
gold and then whatever, right? Even if the
Yeah.
competition or even if whatever you're winning is not great, you know what I mean? But it's still nice to be vulnerable about that. You know, it's still nice
Yeah,
to
I
like.
agree.
It's still nice to think about like and admit that you want something because a lot of us won't
Mm.
admit it. A lot
I
of us,
agree.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that I think that's why there's a sense of trying to be safe when it comes in the song where it ends with oh do you hear my dog anyway
it's fine.
but there's a sense of the end of the song is like don't want to fall on what looks like soft grass because in reality you'd break a bone and still be left alone sad parang ganon. So please don't play with my heart because when I fall hard. And I think where I wanted it to go was I need to still play it safe um, even if this is what I want, I can't just like I think the point was also I can't just let myself fall or can you please don't let me just fall hard for you or like for anybody and just like I need to be ingat pa rin like cuz I am it's like I need to be self-aware of my tendencies
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that I know how to um approach this area of my life this time around. Parang ganon. Yeah, so it's still very just like okay, I need to weigh things still and I can't just because I feel that I want this, it's because you know, I fall hard. I'm just gonna let myself fall hard. Like this, we can't do that. You know, we can't just look at something that looks nice but is really not good.
Yeah,
You know, yeah. So that's the soft grass analogy.
yeah.
Because grass looks very soft and it's like it looks like you can just fall and it's like
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I know what you
But in
mean.
reality, if you fall on that thing, you're breaking a bone,
Yeah, no,
man.
I used to play football or like what soccer, what some people call it,
Oh,
right? So I used to
oh,
play that when I was a
yeah.
kid, and I was a goalkeeper. And I remember our
Ah,
coach would always
out
be
of
like,
falling.
"Yeah, right." Our coach would just be like, "Just fall on the grass." I'll be like, "But it hurts."
Exactly.
Right? It look like, and people
Exactly.
are like, dude, just fall, just do it. And I'm like, eh. But yeah, no, I get it completely.
Yeah, dude.
So when you're, do you have a music video coming out with the song?
I have a lyric video. I
Okay.
didn't really make like a full on story guys because I like I didn't have an idea of a story in terms of the
It's
music
fine. You don't
video
need a
or
story.
anything like that. Yeah, I really just wanted people to see the lyrics. Like I just really wanted people to focus on the lyrics. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, no, we can just make a aesthetic lyric video where
Right,
I'm
right,
just
right.
there like picking on a flower, like you know, on a dead flower,
So what does the
on
dead
an
flower
already dead
represent?
flower. Yeah, no, it's so fun. A dead love. I'm kidding. Like a dried up. It's a dried up flower. It's so funny because I told my friend who was doing the video. I was like, okay, our concept is this. I'm gonna do like you know how there's the whole thing that he loves me
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that, but with a dead flower.
Oh, that's so sad. That's not, that looks sad.
Ah,
I feel like
yeah,
that's
it
sad.
is, dude. I've seen it, and it looks Deans was like, Cams, you look so sad. I sent a screenshot to the girls before the video.
Hmm.
And the I remember one of them was like, Cams, you look like you lost a husband, 2 kids, and like 2 dogs. I don't know. And I was like, okay, thank you. Um, that's exactly what we're going for.
Yeah. That's the
But yeah,
point.
that's the point. Because it is a sad song.
It is.
Do we like that sometimes?
It is
Yeah.
a sad song. It is a sad song. So, are you excited for this to come out? How excited are you?
I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna like dampen my because I realized again today that I've been dampening a lot of my excitement
Okay.
for the parang I've just been dampening a lot of my realizing of everything because I feel like if I really let myself like fully into it, I'm just gonna cry and like I won't be able to sing anything. But like yeah, because a lot of my friends were just surprised. They were like, "What? You have a song?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, surprise, man!" Like I didn't make cuento a lot about the process to anybody. I didn't really.
I'm like
I
that as well.
wasn't updating a lot on what's up with the song. Um, I didn't really send anybody the pre-save link the first time I got it.
Right.
I was just like, I'm gonna keep this to myself now. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for everybody to be aware that I'm actually pursuing this. But yeah, it was just I don't even know. What was the question again? I don't even know anymore.
The question is, the question was, how excited were you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think I knew I was gonna be excited. I'm very excited. Actually, I'm really really excited. I don't even know. Like it's just it's fun. This is fun for me because it's like I tell my friends or some people I've told, writing a song for me, I'm already happy with. Not gonna lie, like just having been able to finish the song on my own to write it, that's so much that gives me so much like satisfaction and just like I'm already so proud that
Yeah.
even if it's not out, nobody has ever heard it. I'm just so glad to be able to write.
Hmm.
Everything else I do with what I've written is no longer for me. It's for everybody else.
Okay. Yeah.
So parang to me, it's like it's exciting to me because I feel like I'm giving somebody a gift. You know, where you get
No, I get
excited
that.
to give something to somebody. I think that's really where all like I'm so excited to give this to all of you, to all my friends, to all my family, to all the strangers I have yet to encounter through this song.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just want to give it to you.
Hmm.
It's had its time with me, and I'm happy with its time with me. And
Yeah.
so now it's yours.
We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back. Let's go back to your song for a bit. I haven't seen that cover art. What is it?
You haven't seen the cover art?
Or did you release a cover art?
Oh, I didn't send it to you.
No, you didn't.
Well, it's in the pre-save, but it's fine.
Oh, is it the
But
flowers?
it's like
The
two hands. Yeah,
uh,
the 2 hands in the flower with one flower.
I don't think I've seen that one.
So it's basically two people. So if you open the pre-save link, or well, if now you guys open the actual song, you see one hand that's kind of reaching,
Oh, there. I see
and
it.
then another hand that holds the dead flower. And the idea was, I wanted it to look like either they just let go or they're about to hold on. Like I didn't want that to be clear.
Yeah.
Parang ganon. So parang it's like it's both let go and about to hold on. And then one of them is holding a dead flower, which is like this is the season that has died na,
Yeah.
the where it's coming from, parang ganon. So that's kind of because I like flowers. Something I always say is, for me, I've always used flowers as kind of symbolic things in my life
Okay.
where for example like I'm going through something, I'll describe my season in life as like a sunflower, or like
Mm-hmm.
I'll describe it as, for example, when I was going through like I turned 18 and I was adulting stuff, or just
Uh-huh.
like learning to be the woman I'm supposed to be, or whatever, who I really am.
Yeah.
Parang blooming into my personality and who I really was as an adult. I describe that as a cherry blossom that's
Right.
about blooming, about things, stuff like that. And so I like like a time in my life where I was struggling with a lot of comparison, and so I describe that as a rose in the middle of daisies. Parang
Mm-hmm.
ganun. So I really just I love flowers. I love flowers a lot, and so I wanted to keep that in my music.
Yeah.
Um, so the sadder ones, it's like the dried up flower, ganyan. And then um eventually like the happier songs might have, a sunflower
Yeah,
instead,
for sure.
where it has the sun to look to, stuff like that. That's yun.
And then the lyric video, it's a live videos, right? With lyrics on it. What do you do in this lyric video?
Yeah.
Other
I
than
am
the
literally
sad,
just
other than the sad
destroying.
picking of the dead flower.
That's just it. Like I'm just picking on the flower like crazy, and I'm just like throwing it away one by one until in the end it's like completely depleted.
Because it all
So
fell.
yeah, it's really just, yeah. So now it's like, okay, we're done with this. We're over it. Yeah.
That's crazy how, like, because so many different people have different kinds of ways of expression. And
Mm,
apparently you really like flowers. And I find that interesting.
yeah. I like flowers apparently. Yeah. It took me a while to admit that I like flowers. I was like, oh, that's
Why do you think it
lame.
took you a
You're so
while?
baduy naman. No, I was like, well, so I don't know. I felt like that made me feel soft in some weird way.
Ah.
Like, and I'm like, oh, people are gonna see how sappy I really am. I
Yeah.
can't.
So
Like,
how sappy are
it
you in
made me
real
feel
life?
vulnerable. Oh my gosh. I actually told Neens this. I was like, dude, or the girls, not just Neens. I told the girls, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm just suppressed romantic. like,
Okay.
like
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I quite possibly just don't let myself,
You don't
because
let
I know
yourself
myself.
you don't let yourself think about it too. Like, or
Yeah.
create those
Because
circumstances.
like because if I
Mm,
do, unless it's like I can actually commit to the whole thing, like
right.
it's like a whole ano na. But it's like if I can't, like I really do need to be aware and like intentionally dampen myself. Because then again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't want you guys to think like there's really something wrong with it. It's okay also. Like there are times I just let loose, and it's okay to be vulnerable. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to feel safe in the
Yeah.
vulnerability. Um, and it's really something you learn to do it. It's so hard, but it's really so much strength to be okay with vulnerability. But yeah, so I think it's like I know I can be. It's just I try to have boundaries that are healthy for me.
Right.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Oh, yeah.
sense. I feel like a lot of people
Diba?
are like that though, but won't admit it.
I think so too.
Yeah. Like when you
Yeah.
said suppressed
I think
romantic, I'm
that's what
like,
I've realized.
I think a lot of people are like that. They just won't admit it to
I
themselves.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of people,
sometimes kasi
yeah.
we're just too hurt also. Like it's like,
Ooh.
diba?
No, yeah,
Sometimes we're just too hurt to admit it again, because it's gonna take a lot of not letting people in again. It's like,
yeah.
or sometimes we think it's just it weakens us.
That's another
But
thing.
diba? Parang, some people think it weakens you, and I personally think that it's gonna come out whether you like it or not in other areas. And
Yeah.
so, like, I think it takes more strength to be able to have peace with it, and to
Mhm.
be able to really like navigate
Yeah.
it. well without neglecting it. Parang ganun. But yeah.
Yeah, because like I feel like there's a lot of people, whether they admit it or not, that they want something. You know what I mean? Like it might not be like the
Mhm.
end all be all, but there's something. But
Yeah.
because you have to be vulnerable to start something, you're just like, nah, not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Where can we find all your music? Obviously, Spotify
All my
and,
music.
and
Yes.
all the places.
Well, all the places really, all major music streaming platforms. It's gonna be there. Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and I know there's another one. I just forgot what it's called. But yeah, you guys can check those out there. It's super cool. And then there's gonna be a lyric video on my YouTube channel, so
There
I'm
you go.
excited for that one. I'm very excited. Just search Cami. Um, all my socials are I'm just Cami.
Okay.
So maybe just like search. Cause I realize people have a hard time looking for my YouTube because of how simple my name is. So I just tell
Really?
them, okay,
Okay.
just yeah, apparently.
Oh no, that's fair. That's
So
fair.
I
Yeah.
was like, okay, just search the song with Cami on there, like that'll show up, you know. So guys, just search that one. Yeah, I will show up, and like I'm excited
What's your
for
artist
you
name
guys.
on
Yeah,
Spotify?
Cami.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, di ba? Para
uh,
madali, di ba? Huwag na tayo mag-anything.
one
Cami na
name.
lang.
One name. Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
I was
Madonna. No, kidding.
feeling that. Oo, dude.
Yeah,
Di
diba?
ba? Mga
Mga
very
one
great
name.
people.
Ah.
Mga one name eh. Kaya mag-one name na lang tayo talaga.
Is there no other like major Cami artist? Oh, there you go. Take it. It's yours
No,
now.
yeah, dude. So if there was, she's like French, and I'm like, I don't know, we're not in the
I'm
same
not
industry
competing with the
then.
same market as her.
Yeah, yeah, we're not. I don't think we're in the same place. So
Yeah.
you do you, dude.
You do you, I'll do me. Like we'll be fine. We'll be
Yeah,
fine. All right.
yeah.
Cams, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you and your time. I told you that this will be a
Thank
short
you for having
episode.
me.
We're like an hour and a half in to the entire
Oh, I'm so
thing. No,
sorry.
it's fine. Like
I feel like I'm more dal-dal
no, like
now.
I'm sorry for you because I feel like I've taken your time. But like
Oh, it's fine.
don't worry about mine. Don't worry about my time. All right, so I'm excited to listen to your song again. I mean, I have it already, but like it's gonna be out now wherever you find it. Cami, you're gonna look for her song on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere else. When I Fall. All right, catch her everywhere. Cams, thank you.
Thank you.